here that you need to know about our church. You need to know that as a church, we are mostly concerned about making the gospel top priority. We're mostly concerned about getting that right. And because of that, that has implications on how we handle other issues, secondary issues. Let me give you a principle we live by and explain it from this text. It's this: focused truth is powerful truth. Don't lose your way. A lot of good causes in the world. Vicki and I are adoptive parents, and so we are pro-life. We are against abortion, of course. But you know, abortion's not something you hear me talk a lot about, except when it would come up in the text. So some of you are passionately pro-life, anti-abortion. God bless you, but it's not. Listen, hear what I'm saying. It's not the main thing. And my prayer would be that some who have maybe had the pain of an abortion would feel the forgiving love of Jesus Christ. The gospel is the main thing. And join hands together with those who can march and be very passionate about that. And God bless you to do that, provided you do it with great grace. Some people are all over the same-sex attraction thing. Oh, it's the popular thing in our culture. I get that. By the way, it was the popular thing in this culture too, because it's human nature that has not changed. And some people are, let's defend traditional marriage. I am for traditional marriage. For 30 years I've been for traditional marriage. But Vicki and I are convinced that one of our greatest testimonies of bearing witness to the saving love of Jesus Christ is by our marriage. Probably not by marching or calling names. Do I defend the way God has laid out marriage? Absolutely. But the gospel's the main thing. There are environmental concerns, and I get it. We need to be so careful and good stewards of what God has given us and entrusted. There's financial concerns, there's political concerns, the red party or the blue party. All important things. Be as passionate about it as what you want, as you want to be. But do not expect this church to march to that drum. This church is about focused truth of Jesus Christ, because ultimately that's the solution for all of those issues. So focused truth is powerful truth. We cannot lose our way. A great example of this was this last weekend. So Thursday night we had a very defining meeting for our build team, very important, and clarifying, and you'll hear about that if you stay a little later. But that wasn't the only thing. In fact, there was only two staff members, really, they're pastoral staff members, and other staff helping with keeping us organized. But that's because some other staff on Thursday night were at a funeral. Somebody who rents the office space where we do, the same building we rent. Absolute tragedy as a child took his own life. And crushing. And we needed to have a presence there. And then Friday morning, we had another funeral. And so we were there on Friday morning. And then I got back from that funeral, and there were several folks gathered around a table in our office, and they were planning out Vacation Bible School, which is June 15th, and that week coming up, and that's great. That's as it should be. Our church ought to be thinking about those things, not just how do you build a building, but how do you care for people? How do you teach children? Hundreds of children will be here this summer for VBS. That's the priority. That's the main thing. Don't get sidetracked. And that's true for us personally as much as it is for us corporately as a church. All right. We as a congregation must focus on the why and the how of the gospel. And as committed as we are to other causes, they are lesser causes than the main thing. All right, let's see how this turned out. Verse 33, we're going to obey God rather than man. And